It is Saturday at the Chili Bowl, and we have officially come to what is a culminating event, the culminating day of this event. And we've got plenty to cover here today. We've got a lot going on, starting with what we expect to be all the way up to a P or maybe even a Q main today to go all the way through and determine the Chili Bowl champion. Welcome in. This is Sprint Car Central. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far. Hope you guys have enjoyed the week that is Chili Bowl. Um, really been great. I mean, I feel like we've kind of built up day over day, great features, better track prep every day, to the point where we get to today where we feel like we're going to walk in and come out with maybe one of the best feature Saturdays we've ever had. We've got a lot of heavy hitters at the top already, and expected to have plenty more join into tonight's main event. So, with that said, there's not a whole lot of information we have right now. It's 7:43 a.m. We haven't even gotten cars on track yet. That's still about 2 hours away. 7:43 Eastern time. So it'll be about 10 a.m. Eastern time before we get cars on track. So in saying that, we've got plenty still to go today. We've got a really long day of action, and again, it's a very early day of action. But with all that said, let's go ahead and talk about what happened last night. Logan Seavey takes his fourth straight Friday night prelim win, going over what was Justin Grant's 5 in a row, I think it was, for 17-22. But gets the win over Justin Grant, who holds off multiple challenges for second place, multiple attempts to potentially clean him out, what we saw. But yet again, a really great feature. I mean, we had the top 5 at one point. You could have thrown a blanket over all of them in 1 and 2. It was that kind of a night. Technical really allowed the veterans to take over. And I think that's been the story of this entire week. The veterans have eventually kind of risen to the top, have understood what needs to happen and where they need to be. The one night we didn't see that was, of course, Blake Hahn getting the win on Tuesday night. But even then, it was still a great night, and he drove his ass off. I mean, let's be real here. He drove from 8th to 1st. A feature that only Christopher Bell had done prior. So, we've seen it all this week. At least we feel like we have, and yet we have one more day to go. Plenty of action again. Plenty of things to get to and see. Justin Grant holds off at the end there. Darren Pittman for that transfer spot to Saturday's A main. Had charges from Gavin Miller before a huge crash between Gavin Miller and Steven Snyder Jr. getting kind of caught up as an innocent bystander in it all. Destroyed both of those cars. I'm really curious to see what they do with Snyder's car, if he has another car that they can put on track. Certainly believe they will. He has the talent. He's certainly a good enough driver to kind of run the soup from where he'll be. I think it'll be a C main, maybe a D, and still be able to push his way towards maybe an A main start. We saw other crashes. Jesse Love's going to have a long day ahead. That team's going to have a long day ahead. But Jesse Love should still be able to get going and be a part of his B main. He finished 6th last night. So we'll certainly see him there. There's a lot to really be excited for today. Again, there's a lot of different moments. We're going to see a lot of storylines, some soup runs, some guys going from maybe an M all the way up to a D, or maybe jump from an E to an A. I mean, we can see that happen. We'll see who makes it happen today, who the Cinderella story is as we go through. As for today, what we know, the A main starters are as follows. Your top 10 starters are as follows. In some particular order, we don't really know yet, but in whatever order it'll be Kyle Larson, Emerson Axum, Logan Seavey, Blake Hahn, Christopher Bell, Jason Persley, Hank Davis, Briggs Danner, Justin Grant, and CJ Leary. Those are your who will start in your top 10. It's a loaded front of the field. It's going to be a loaded field in general. We're going to have a lot of really great drivers here. Very excited to see what happens as the day goes. Your order for seeding for the for all of your other Alphabet Soup main events is going to go from Monday Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, and Thursday. That was determined by last night's redraw. That determined, I believe, your King of the Hill esque runs, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but I do believe it's very similar to what you see at like King of the Hill at like the Huset's High Bank Nationals. With that said, my pick to win tonight, I'm not doing a top 5. By the way, the stats for this week, our average finish of our top 5 has been a 10.2. So not terrible. We've had a couple bad weeks in there. Average finish of 11.2 last night, and an average finish of 21.2 on Tuesday night, based on us having 3 DNS in the mains. But we've had some good times as well. We've had our best finishing of our long shot picks is going to end up being Hayden Reinbold. He outdoes Trey Marcham for Monday with an 8th place finish last night. So he was our best of our long shot picks. So with that said, we'll get maybe a long shot pick in as the day goes on. I'll kind of keep track of it. But with it said, my pick to win tonight's event is going to be Jason Persley. I think he'll capture his first Chili Bowl Nationals championship. So let me know who you guys are taking today. Again, another short video, and didn't quite get my computer back on time yesterday, so things are still getting set up there. So the video was recorded once again from the laptop. I apologize, but quality will be better going forward. You'll see a much better video tomorrow as we kind of recap everything that happened today. But I thank you guys so much for tuning in. The support this week's been great. Appreciate y'all. If you're new around here, please like, subscribe. Again, comment down below. Let me know who you guys are taking to win the Chili Bowl tonight. And we'll see you all tomorrow with a recap of the entire week that was Chili Bowl Nationals.